Hello. Hi, everyone. Someone's asked if there's any music. There's no music. I'm on my laptop. I was hoping to be on our desktop over here, but I only have this one camera. We ordered some more, so I'll start having multiple cameras here. But if I want a camera on me and a camera on the minis, I have to use my laptop camera. And so there is no music because I wasn't able to load everything in. I was trying to load in OBS where you could hear what I'm hearing, which is I just have music on in the background, but it would not do it. So, because straight up normal OBS is terrible. So, unfortunately, there's no music, but what's going on? Jeff, sorry, but didn't mean to hit that. Mr. Birdman, Jeff Rainmaker, thank you for those $1.99. I can go get me a. I don't know, what's $1.99? Something's got to be $1.99, you know? Certain things. Gotta be. We got Cynthia, we got Cheryl, we got Joe. Just sing to us. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, gosh. Man, I had no delay. Now there's all this delay. The whole time I was setting up, I was like, oh, there's actually no delay. Now there's delay, of course. What's up, Dave Phillips? What's up, TZ? Do I sound okay? Is it too loud? Does it need to be... You can... Cynthia, they just mute your stream. And the music I was going to be listening to was going to be royalty-free anyway. They do come pre-washed. Let me actually grab one of the ones I haven't primed yet. Gosh, I keep hitting this. I'm sorry. I'm not used to my camera being right in front of me like this. My apologies if I hit that. Also, my autofocus will only focus back here unless I'm actually like putting something like this right in front of it. So just BT dubs. And in normal OBS, I can't manually set the focus, or at least I can't figure out how. So we're going to be dealing with it constantly wanting to autofocus, and I am sorry about that. But this is how the minis usually come. So they come just gray with a black wash on them, and they actually look really good just like that. And I agree, Slivers. Sorry, I have to... YouTube does not like you talking bad about them, apparently. Yeah, so they come with this black wash, as you can see right here, which actually looks pretty darn good. As far as just like minis straight out of the box come, they come pretty good. So that's how they come. And so yeah. So today, I'm not sure I don't think we're going to finish either of them, but I'm going to be painting Sinbad and Mr. Bigfoot here. So, that should be fun. I hope everyone's doing good. Sounds good. Thank you. You're going home to paint right now, Joe? Dope. Is it a new cam? No, this is an old crappy cam. It actually, in terms of like quality of the picture, it actually looks really good today. Usually it looks absolutely horrible. But this one is just always super delayed. It's always super delayed. Jimmy said, thank you for recommending a 2-player Grand Austria Hotel. My wife and I have been loving it. It is just so outstanding. And Slivers, why are you grumpy? It's okay if I'm grumpy about this being on YouTube. Yes, you can be grumpy about that. It's probably not going to change. Mini stuff is going to be on YouTube. But, yes, you can be grumpy as much as you want, my man. You do you, baby. So, we're going to be painting, as you all can tell. I'm going to move this up because I'm probably going to be painting right here, and I want you all to be able to see it. So, we're painting Bigfoot and Sinbad. I picked them both because they both have pretty straightforward color palettes. Like Sinbad here is shirtless, so it's a lot of skin tones. His pants will be blue, boots, and then his sabers here. But he doesn't have too much in terms of like detail. And Bigfoot here has a lot of detail because he has a lot of fur, but fur is actually pretty easy because once you put a wash on it, it essentially makes all the fur stand out really, really well. So it's actually pretty easy. But I'm going to try something on Bigfoot that I've never tried before. And so we're going to see how that goes. We're going to try a little bit of wet blending, which I've been wanting to try for a while. And I haven't because I've been scared and I haven't really had a mini that would really warrant it. So we're going to try that on Bigfoot today, which is going to be fun. I thought Bigfoot didn't exist. Bigfoot does exist in this game. And if you're talking to Matthew Jude, then it very much exists. Boom, nailed it. First try. Dave Phillips is sitting in traffic. Just watched the lady next to me accidentally sneeze all over her window. That's great. And then you guys made eye contact. Tight. That's sexy. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do, Slivers. You don't have to watch if you don't want to. I love you, brother. I will forgive you. And you heard the most recent evidence points to Bigfoot actually having feathers and not fur, just like, what is it? It's velociraptors, they say, actually had fur and were not nearly as cool as the movies try to make them out to be. Yeah, that checks out. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get rolling on this piece. I think I'm going to start with Bigfoot. Let's just go ahead and try the wet blending thing. Let's just try it now. Let's get it over with because I'm very worried. We're going to see. We're going to see. You wet that Bigfoot. I'm here for you. Briefly, that is. That's fine, Visher. You're good to go. So we're going to put Sinbad back here. So what wet blending is kind of what it sounds like. You're blending paint while it's wet. Usually when you're painting, you paint a layer and then you then lighten it by gradients. You paint over, you paint a smaller and smaller and smaller area until you have your final highlight. What wet blending is you paint one area one color, one area another color, and then while it's still wet, where they meet, you blend them together. And it makes these kind of cool gradients, but it works really well for like things with fur, or if you're painting some really big minis, and you want like a really smooth gradient. Like say you're painting like a snake, like a big old snake, and you want its underbelly to be a different color than its other scales. You can paint its underbelly like a tan, and then this green, and then you can do like a gradient thing here, and it's pretty cool. Hi, Missy. I don't know if you can hear me because you said there's no sound, but hi, Missy. Okay, so now I have to figure out what colors I want. I'm also trying to figure out, like, I'm going to want parts of him to be darker and parts of his fur to be lighter. I think I want anything that's underneath, like underneath his arms, underneath his legs here, is going to be darker. I know that. So that I'm going to use Rhinox hide. And then I'm trying to decide, I think I want the front of him, I think I'm going to have that be lighter. And the rest of his fur be kind of a mid-tone. We'll try that. We'll see if it works. I may ruin this, by the way. Wet blending does sound scary. I have not tried that. Good luck. Thank you. I am very worried. I'm exceptionally worried. So my mid-tone, I think I'll do probably like a mix of XV88 and Mornfang Brown. I'll probably do these two as a mid-tone. Because this is too just straight up poop brown. And then for his lighter chest, should I use Xandri Dust? Will that go with that? Yeah, you know what? We're going to use Xandri Dust. What the hell's on the bottom of this? Whatever. We're going to use some Xandri Dust. So these will be the colors. So we're going to go dark, kind of our mid-tone, and then our light tone here. And I have a little palette over here. Boom. I just started trying to practice with wet blending. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. I think it's going to be doable. I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think the main thing is I have to make sure my paint is... I have to make sure... What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in little stages because I'm worried about my paint drying out too fast. Because I don't have any glaze medium. Glaze medium you can use as... it'll slow down the drying time of the paint. I don't have any glaze medium. And so I am... going to work in small sections because I am very worried that my paint is going to dry out. And yeah, and so this is the fur also. I'm going to make the paint pretty darn thin because I want the darkness of it to pool in between all the fur, and so it makes the high points of the fur stand out. And I hate the fact that right at sunset, that sun just hits me right here. I forgot about that. That is just not, there's not much I can do about that aside from getting different blinds, but you know. All right, Steve, have a good dinner, brother. Also, if anyone has any questions, this is gonna be a chill stream, you know, hanging out, just chilling. Feel free to ask questions. This is a good time to do so. So I still got some practicing to do to make it look good on big models. Yeah, I have a. Do I have her here? She's way over there. I have a big model I'm gonna be doing eventually that I think I'm gonna be using some wet blending on because I've been doing these guys recently. I just finished basing these the other day, and these guys you can't do something like wet blending on. You need, you know, they're just armor and stuff. So, and what's up, Mikey? And what's going on, Miss Zimbanetis Luke? Wisconsin, your paint wouldn't dry out. That is accurate, sir. That is accurate. Okay, let me see if I can get a good tone. A good tarn, as they'd say in Australia. Tarn. There's an artist I watch from Australia, and he says tarn a lot. I'm looking forward to watching paint dry. Oops. I'm actually going to put this one in first. Bing bong. Sorry, that's probably loud. Where did I put my brush? Not this brush. Different brush. I need a different brush. Where the brush? Oh, ass. Alright, whatever. It doesn't actually matter. Boom. So I like wearing headphones. I can just put it right there. Boom. Even if it's still wet, has paint on it, boom. Nailed it. This camera is inconvenient. There we go. Alrighty, so that's the shade of brown I was kind of looking for. Boom, right there. So I'm going to add a ton of water because I want to make sure this is very thin, and water also will keep it from drying out. But I can't add too much water because then it just turns into like an ink almost, rather than keeping it like a paint. But I do want it flowing pretty well. We're going to see how it goes. So you using like Kelly Moore paints? Dude. So that's what we're going with right there. So that'll be like the main color. Okay. Mike is not out of film his commercial. He is back, as he just said, but apparently Mike absolutely crushed it. I'd say drop bing bongs in chat, but we can't because YouTube sucks. But we want to be streaming on YouTube as well for our YouTube fam. Sorry. All right, so now I'm going to put in a bunch of Rhinox hide in my palette. We say palette instead of palette because we're cultured. Okay. Is that the new C920 cam? No, we haven't gotten it yet. I think they're coming on Thursday. No, and that's why, like, usually I would have more stuff going on because I can stream on our old computer before we got our new one because I have the old one. But I only have this camera here. And so this camera, I'm having to use my laptop. And I don't like streaming on my laptop because it's not really meant to be streamed on. Not that it's like really hurting it. It's just not really good for it because it's not good at it. It's just not. So once those come in, then I'll be replacing this camera. Well, I don't know if I'll replace this camera, but I'll essentially have another camera that I could use. Because right now, if I have a camera, I have to constantly bring it back and forth from the studio to here, and it's just a pain. Alrighty, I got my pots set up. Sorry, it's taking me a second to get all this jazz set up. So you make sure these paints are going to stay wet, or else this whole thing won't work. Boom. Okay. So you can see on my hand here, so this is going to be the blending. We're going to go a real light here, which is going to be on probably his head up here, and then on his chest I want to be lighter. And then it's going to blend out to this kind of mid-tone gray, and then this Rhinox hard, not mid-tone brown. And this Rhinox hard, which is a very deep brown, is going to be underneath its arms, underneath its freaking head. I hate these blinds. I always forget about this until I decide to stream it on an evening here, and now I just look weird. I may turn off this camera because it's pissing me off. Okay, fam. We're gonna try it. Oh, does something bother your eyes? Yes, TZ, they very much are. I honestly don't mind if I'm down here because I don't notice them, but I'm constantly looking up at the chat, which is up here, and it's pissing me off. Slivers, I love you so much. Alright, Vigi, we'll see you later, baby. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the dark. Yeah, we're going to do like dark down here and then the light up here. Then we're going to try and blend it out. We're just going to see. Let's just see if this works. Sorry, and I'll try and keep this on camera. Mini painting on stream is hard. It is very difficult to keep things where they're supposed to be. Said, I'd for the crap out of that window. Yeah, I may end up getting a curtain for it because I plan on doing mini painting streams often. And this is aggravating, to say the least. So I'm trying to go up to that line without really crossing it. Also, one thing that's going to be interesting with this Bigfoot mini is really differentiating the log from Bigfoot. Because the log is probably going to be relatively brown. And Bigfoot is also relatively brown. I had toyed with the idea of making Bigfoot like a almost like a green, like a foresty kind of brown gray green instead. And I decided not to because I don't know, I don't think of him that way. I think of him as being like kind of like, brown bear colored, and kind of like the what you generally think of Bigfoot. So I'm just gonna try and clean out some of this paint. I think I slathered a little bit too much on here. I was worried about it drying out, so I was like, just put as much as you possibly can on it. And I'm gonna make his hands and his face like not necessarily like a skin tone, but much, much lighter, to have them stand out. And his feet, because he has very large feet. So back here, this is kind of what I'm looking for. It's hard to see right now because it's still wet and shimmering, but I want kind of a nice blend between the two. So I'm just kind of going back and forth and, working, twerking it. You know how we do. So this is already giving us kind of a gradient, and then when I add a wash to it, the wash will do two things. One, it'll make the first stand out even more, and then two is it will help blend out the gradient a little bit. Okay, fam, we doing it. Ice. See, exactly, not my eyeball games. He would look like Swamp Thing. That's exactly what I was worried about. I was like, I don't know. What are the fancy stands you have to paint your minis? These are these Citadel stands. I actually got these at Gen Con last year. Literally, someone was just handing them out in the hallways. And so I got two of them because someone's like, you want this? And I was like, yes. And I grabbed it. That was literally the end of that story. So I don't know where they're from. Okay, I'm going to turn this off because you're pissing me off. I'm sorry. You're not going to see my beautiful face for a second. Boom. It's driving me crazy. It looks so crappy and unprofessional. And I don't like it. But yeah, so that's what it is. It's maybe do the log with moss. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to do some stuff. I'm not entirely sure. But okay. I think I may do his legs dark. I like the gradient, so maybe I'll do the bottom of his legs here, that kind of dark rhinox hide, because I think it looks cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's do this arm now. I'm going to do the rhinox hide down here. How's everyone's weekend? We are very sad that Mr. Matty J has left LA and we're very sad about this. I already miss streaming with the beautiful bastard. No more curls. I know. When the sun goes down a little bit, there's a bunch of trees out there. I'll turn it back on. It's just, to me, it looks very unprofessional and it's really bothering me. So I'm sorry. So now you just get to be serenaded by my voice. All right, let's go ahead and whack some of this on. I watch someone whenever they say they're putting. That's like, we're gonna whack some of this on. It always sounds weirdly sexual to me. These minis, by the way, are really nice. Restoration Games did a good job with that. And I know we're sponsored by Restoration Games. You're like, of course, Nick, you're saying that. And partially that's true. But nonetheless, they did a hell of a job with these minis. That is not like a minis company, you know? So again, I'm just surrounding this dark because I am getting worried that it's going to dry on me, so I'm going to do it quick. Oops. That's okay. And sorry about the autofocus again. Once I have our new camera, I will be able to help that a little more. Yeah, my Rhinox hide is drying out, so. But the cool thing about wet blending is, like, right now I'm using light colors. I'm using not light. Sorry, I think I said light. Light colors. Like, I'm blending two browns together, which is, like, relatively easy. Brown goes with brown. But the cool thing about wet blending is you can blend two completely different colors together. Like, I could blend, orange and purple together. Because you can create such smooth gradients with it that it just ends up looking very cool, and it's very useful. And again, I'm sorry, I can't set the autofocus, or else I would set it to be right here, just right here. And instead it always focuses back there, and I do not know why. I'm glad Mike is keeping up with the chat. I'm kind of just rambling. In TZ, there is a decent chance we'll be going to the Dice Tower cruise. We're not going to say yes because we don't know for sure, but there is a definite chance. I would say hopefully. We'll go ahead and say hopefully. As Mike just said, it's looking more and more like it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do... Yeah, let's go ahead and do... Again, I'm going to have his whole front here be lighter, and then it's going to, again, go to this kind of... like. So now you can see over here, though, if it'll focus on it. Nope, won't do it, because it hates me with every ounce of my being. There we go. So now you can see the other arm, though, is pretty much dry, and it blends out, and it looks pretty cool that way. You can kind of see it's darker on the back side, and it's lighter on top. It looks okay. Alrighty, so we're going to have this whole... I'm just going to go for it. Screw it, we're doing it. Boom. He's going to have light fur up front. And we're going to... Nah, let's not do that yet. Let's not do this head yet. Do y'all know when Unmatched drops in stores? I think it's mid-September is when the store date is. It's releasing at Gen Con, but I believe the store date is mid-September. With Bigfoot and Robin Hood going out in mid-October, if I am correct. Do not quote me on that. So now I'm putting my mid-tone in. Just whacking it on, as that one guy would say. I can't remember his name right now. See, and now we have a nice gradient from the light to that mid-tone there, which is what we're looking for. Yas. Yas, we wet blend, yas. And all this will also get slightly darkened. Just going to throw a little more dark in here. Okay. When we put on the whoosh. The whoosh. All right. So now we got some tonal differences going on there, boo. Woo. Cool. Pumped. I do hope everyone's having a good time. If you're enjoying this, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Thumbs up really help out the brothers Murph, you know. All right, so now for his head, I want the fur that's right by his face to be really light, but I want to pretty quickly go to our mid-tone. So we're gonna see if we can do this. Dearth, baby, what's up? How you doing? Thank you, Joe. And again, I'm sorry about the autofocus on my camera. I know a lot of this is probably not in focus. I could not for the life of me figure out how to change the settings in normal OBS. I tinkered with it for about a half hour. That's why I went on a little bit late, because I was still trying to figure it out by the time I left. All right. So, the lighting isn't great. There's much more color in there than it looks, but that looks pretty darn cool. The wet blending so far has been a success. Put some gray streaks in. Oh, my Bigfoot. I may, during the highlighting phase when I gotta do some washes and I gotta do some other stuff first, but I may. That sounds pretty cool. All right, so his whole back here is just going to be this mid-tone. I'm not going to do anything crazy with it. It's just going to be this mid-tone. So I'm just going to go boom. But the bottom part of his legs here is going to be that dark brown again. So I'm just kind of fill this in real quick. I need to blend this out a little bit. But this whole part and his part here where his obliques are will be also just the mid-tone. Because again, I'm not really using this wet blending for shading. I'll use my washes for that and my highlights for that. I just happen to pick dark for the underside because I thought it looked more natural. Most animals have darker colors on their undersides than on the top of them. So I'm just going to change the music for myself, for my damn self. Now let's go to where is it? Where is it? There's one I really liked listening to. Coffee House Christmas? Not right now. Maybe sometime soon. Hey, Rosie, what's up? Alrighty. That's looking okay. Okay. There we go. Why am I so fancy, Rosie? You fancy. You get out of here. Alright, let's blend this out. Okay, okay, fam, we doing it. Making it work. Ooh. That's what we call tonal variety. Okay, so just picking up some excess so I don't lose any of the detail in the fur. And a detail in the fur. All right, fam. That looks pretty good. Is Nick watching chat? Not as much. Sorry, I'm focusing on painting because Mike has been in the chat, so I have not been looking quite as much as I need to. What'd you say, G Money? And G Money, I need to text you back. Oh, yeah, the printing project. Yes, that's what I need to text you back about. Honestly, not far at all. I have not been home in basically a week because I was staying out with Mike in Ventura because Matthew was home. Well, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Matthew was home. He was home here in LA, and so I've been out in Ventura. I've only been back here for short periods of time, and so I have not had a chance to print really anything. And so, unfortunately, I have not. Oh shoot! What did I just touch? I have not done much at all on the project. But that will remedy right after Gen Con, my brother. I'm sorry, but it's probably going to have to wait until then. Because our life is going to be absolute bananas until then. I'm going to be out of town the next 2 days for work. It's just going to be crazy. So, unfortunately, I haven't done much on it. But we also need to start pushing our Gen Con event. So we're going to be hitting you up and talking, getting everything finalized and stuff for that. I'm very excited. It's going to be nice. It's going to be more chill than last year. It's going to be just super fun. I cannot, Perticus, I'm sorry. I was trying to, hold on. Let me, once I'm done with this, blending here, let me Google it. I tried Googling it earlier. On the Streamlabs, on OBS that we have on our computer back at our studio, we can very, very easily turn off the autofocus. In this one, I can't for the life of me figure out how the hell to do it. So I'm going to try in 1 second again. I spent about 20 minutes trying to figure it out before I started the stream. Because I know it's focusing in and out, and it's, I'm sure, driving you crazy. It's driving me crazy. But I need to finish this while this is wet. I was also trying to figure out a way to get the music that I'm listening to, into the stream, and also couldn't do that. Basic OBS sucks. But unfortunately, that's what I have on my laptop. Because I don't know if my laptop could handle Streamlabs, which is the more beefed up version of this. Okay. I'm digging that. No, but I'll try and do. I'm not going to stop streaming. I'm just going to see if I can figure it out real quick. Okay, fam. So that is our finished Bigfoot fur. I think I'm going to call it. I like the blends I've got. Let's see if I can get up. Let me see if I can get up in this. There we go. Okay, so now you can see some of the blending. Cheers from Argentina. Oh, that's right. You're from Argentina. I forgot about that. How are you? What time is it in Argentina? Are you 3 hours ahead of us? I think you are. Is it 9 there? So that's what we got so far. All right, let me see if I can Google this real quick and see if I can figure it out. It's so easy in the other way, and I could not for the life of me. Is Rosie coming to Indiana? Gosh, I wish. She'd crush it. People wouldn't even know what to do. Yes, G Money, go ahead. Bring the project to Kingmakers. That sounds awesome. All right, also, is my... That's a little better. Okay, now we can bring Nick back. I turned it off because these sunbeams that are right here were just directly in my face. All right, let me see if I can figure this out real quick. I don't know if I can. It's like OBS is very, very basic, which is nice, but also means that it is just so basic. Oh, no, 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 no. No. I don't think I can change the autofocus. I'm sorry, everybody. Just sucks. It's just gonna look like ass. I don't know why YouTube didn't notify you, Christian. YouTube is bad at their jobs. That's mostly what. It's mostly what it is. Why are you so bad at this? Yeah. Hold on, I may be able to... Nah, it's not gonna happen. Sorry, everybody. I was trying to figure out the autofocus thing. It's not gonna happen. Oh, Joe, thank you for the $2, brother. That's awesome. Thank you. And thank you for hanging out with me while I paint. And also, thanks to Mike for manning the chat while I'm getting very distracted while painting and doing other things. Okay, now we've dried up a little bit. And so that's the blending. That's what we... Yeah, and thank you, Joe. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Sorry, Purd. It's not gonna happen. I tried. Rosie, thank you. Y'all are silly. Y'all are some silly people, and I love you. I need to do something real quick. Okay, so our first venture into wet blending, I would say, is a success, fam. I missed this part of his face right there. Just missed it. Just missed it. Boom, nailed it. Crushed it. Yeah, I'll say that is I can send money. You know I'm going to. Yeah, you're not. That's what you do, and I love / hate you for it. Rosie is the best sister. You're right. How many plays of Unmatched have you gotten in very replayable? As Mike said, is I only played a few times, but I feel like there's a decent replayability. I've played it a lot because I demoed it at Origins and at Gamma, the trade show. So I've played it a ton. There's a ton of replayability. Now, if you just had 2 characters, like if you bought like the Robin Hood and Bigfoot pack, just that, eventually it would get stale. Like it would. But the whole point is that you have a lot of different characters because they all play so differently. And so it then feels very, very different. So wait, if I send money, where does it come from? I have no idea how my YouTube is set up. I think it comes from your PayPal, if I remember correctly, but I don't know. It's a good question. Okay, I am digging this wet blending. You're not allowed to love me, Rosie. No one's allowed to love me. Okay, so now we're going to start on Sinbad. So Sinbad should be pretty straightforward. He's got boots. He's got pantalones. He's got a little sash. He does have like a necklace piece. So let me get up in here and let's see if we can get a close-up of him. Focus. There we go. So again, he's got his pants. He's got a little sash, a couple weapons. He's got a Netflix. He's got his turban. He's got his sabers. But for the most part, his pants and stuff, it should all be relatively simple, I would assume, at least. And so we'll see. I'm trying to think, I'm trying to think of his skin tone. I want him to be, he's a swashbuckler. He's also not white. And so I don't want to make him I don't want him to have very fair skin. So maybe we'll do like some Cadian flesh tone. It's like this is too pale. Maybe I can actually mix it in with my little mix over here. Let me see what that looks like. Man, I'm pumped with how that came out. That's awesome. Ooh, I like wet blending. Wet blending is fun. I just want more stuff to wet blend. To wet blend. Oh, you gotta wet blend it. Okay, so, oops, sorry, Sinbad. So, I'm going to go with like one of these down here, kind of a nice tan tone. And again, this is going to be then darkened by a wash and then highlighted. So, this is in no way its final color. That might have been too much water. No, that was way too much water. Ah, son of an ass. Oops. Well, So what we got? Pronounced wet. Yes, I know. There's not an H in wet, but I'm going to say wet every single time. Yeah, butts. All right. So I'm not being super careful. I'm not worrying about hitting other stuff because I'll do that stuff later. I don't want to hit it if I can avoid it, but I'm not going to like be super precious about it. He's upside down. Sorry, I'm not on camera. I just realized that. Slivers, I am also very excited for the Dice Throne co-op expansion. I am guessing, and I'm sure someone can let me know, I am guessing all the old stuff from Season 1 and Season 2 will also be playable in the co-op mode. It's not like it's just the new stuff, right? Thank you, Mikey, for clearing that. So it requires the old stuff. It's an expansion. You need at least one character. Oh, cool. Good to know. That's awesome. But there are going to be new characters in Season 3, right? Is it just that? Yeah, this paint is way too thin. Oh well. But already, look at like again, these minis are really great. It already looks so good. The muscularity. Shouts out to HeroQuest. Alrighty. There's the skin. That's like the exact tone I wanted. God, I'm good at this. Diz, look at you dropping 100 biddies. How's it going, brother man? Bam. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you a lot, man. Free monies from the Googles. Hey. You should adopt Matthew, Steve. We are desperately trying to get Matthew over here. So if we have any immigration lawyers in the house, let us know. Also, if you're enjoying this, you haven't already, please give this video a thumb up. Thumbs up help a hell of a lot. They really, really do. More than you know. Steve Wilson, what's up? So nice mini holders. I'm currently using some double-sided tape and a prescription bottle. I usually use an old paint pot that's empty and some sticky tack. Right, like this. My sticky tack is not that sticky anymore. And then I put the mini on here like this. If I have more than two, if I'm only painting one thing, or I'm painting two things like this, I'll use these. Otherwise, I just use these because I want them all to be on the same thing. Look at the muscularity. So I was going to go off of like card art as a way to color these characters, and you kind of can't, because the art that Oliver Barrett does is very monochromatic. And so I'm going to make his pants blue, and I think his sash and his turban orange. But so it's kind of one of those things I had to kind of figure out the color palette. I mean, Bigfoot's Bigfoot. But I kind of have to I'm going to have to figure out the color palette as I go for all the characters, not even just these, because I'm planning on painting all of the characters on stream. At least a little bit each on stream. I don't think I'll finish them completely on stream because I want to get them done before Gen Con, and I don't think I'll have time. Hell, I might not even have time to finish them all before Gen Con. And so this is probably too blue. Well, maybe I can do like a nice, what's this called? Macragge blue. It's kind of a nice purplish blue. Let's do this. I like this. Oops, sorry. Hey, G Money, hit him up. If you guys are willing to pay his visa. I'm sure he'd do anything if someone was willing to pay him for him to get a visa. Mary Lou Holly, just cuz. I like just cuz. Just cuz. Thank you for that $2. You're lovely. Thank you. Aw. How sorry am I, Phil? So sorry. Thank you, Mary Lou. I appreciate that. We appreciate you. That's amazing. Y'all are on that super chat today. I did not hear that ePaladin and Almost Heaven got a 3D printer. Well, that is exciting. I love 3D printing. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up on the chat a little better. See, well, so we could pay some Visa money. Now we watch the paint dry. Indeed. All right, let's go ahead and do his pants, his pantaloons. So his pants, as you can see, let me see if I can get up in here. You can see it a little better. His pants have those stripes on them. I'm not going to worry about painting those now. I'm going to paint those afterwards because there's just no point in me trying to get them now. They're too small, and they'll be easier to do a little side brushing on to highlight them instead of trying to do them now. So I'm also trying to paint where my hand's not covering the whole thing like this. I eventually will get like a top-down thing, so basically no matter where my hands are, I'm not going to be blocking it, but I ain't got that technology right now. Our stream setup at our studio is pretty damn on point. In my bedroom, not quite so much. Not quite so much. GoFundMe for a visa. The problem is it's not even so much the money for a visa. It's you need to have like a job or a husband or a wife. You can't just like pay for a visa and be like, yep, staying. You can invest in American countries and essentially buy a visa that way. But you have to invest like, I think it's like 250 grand at least. It's something astronomical. Have you played Outer Rim yet? If so, what did you guys think? We have not. We have not. And you had to switch your other account to do it, Mary Lou. Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you. That's very nice. And next time I mini paint, I swear I'll have the autofocus better. My apologies that it keeps focusing on freaking Bigfoot, even though this is right here. I hate technology. It's like one of those things where it's just way too good at its job. Alrighty. Pantaloons. Quick, easy. Love it. Okay. This is Pink and Manly. I did not know that, Phil Johnson. Good to know. Yeah, it's confusing when people's Twitch and YouTube names are different. Sometimes we'll be talking to someone for like hours, and all of a sudden they're just like, hey, this is this person. I'm like, oh, I wish you had told us that. Nick mix agua. Ooh, that does not taste good. I could marry Matthew, and honestly, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm down. We'll consummate the hell out of that marriage. I don't even care. Oh, Mary Lou, that's Zen. But I should have known from your little avatar thingy, whatever that your little thumbnail thing. I should have known that. I'm wondering, okay, Sue or Rosie. We're related. Hello. Okay. So I think I'm gonna keep his boots black, and I'll put a little bit of Ard coat on them. Ard coat will make it glossy. Oh, and you're Hermes. I did know that, Steve. All right, so we're going to use some orange. I don't think I want like this orange. This is very orange. I kind of want to dull this down. I'm going to dull this down with a little bit of brown, probably. This is like cartoon orange. And Sinbad is not a cartoon. Sorry. There we go. That's better. Said Hermes is one of the Steves. Do you rate closer to Bigfoot or Sinbad? Sinbad's really fast. I'm not that fast. I'm more like a tank kind of guy more than a fast jump around kind of guy. So I'm going to say Bigfoot. Also, I like nature a lot. Good question. All right, Zen. We'll see you later. A smash pack here, all real talk, Nick. What's the best way to make items shine / glow while painting, like gems or crystals? Steve started talking about it. I would say glazes. Glazes are probably your best way. Because here's the thing. Making something glow isn't about making the actual object glow. It's about making everything around it have what is called object source lighting. So object source lighting is like if Darth Vader's holding a lightsaber and then this side of his face is like lit with red, that's called object source lighting. It's pretty self-explanatory ultimately. But so the thing is about like having a gem or something glow, it's not so much about making the gem itself glow as it is having things around it being affected by the light that it's emitting. That is what's tough. I would say look up someone named Sorastro, Sorastro. He is, in my opinion, the best painter on YouTube, mini painter. He does a lot of stuff. I would say look up his painting of the whites or the ghost thingies from Journeys to Middle-earth. He does a lot of kind of like glowing eyes on those dudes. And he's really, really good at doing object source lighting. And that's really, in my opinion, the best way to do it. And so what you do is you make the area around the crystal, what it is, a nice light color. Not necessarily like quite like a white, but something very, very light. And then you hit it with a glaze or a very, very, very thin paint of the color of the thing that's glowing, and it makes that thing look like it's glowing more. Because if you paint it itself, it won't make it look like it's glowing that much. It's got to affect other stuff. And they do sell specific glaze paints, but you can basically make any paint a glaze by adding water. But if you want it to be a little better, you can add what is called what is called Lamian medium. Lamian medium is a way to thin down your paints, but it mixes better with paint than water does. If you thin down paint with water like a lot, it will start to lose its pigment and it'll start to lose its saturation. Whereas if you do it with something like Lamian medium or some kind of glaze medium, it'll thin it down without losing as much of the pigment. Ugh, this paint's too thin. This paint's too thin because I used too much water. Silly Nick. Orange does not cover up dark blue very well. And there's one thing I really hate in mini painting is doing two coats. I hate having to do multiple coats. It drives me crazy. But I will have to on this one, so that's okay. You got it, Steve. What happens when all you're painting is a giant gem? Honestly, I've never done that before. I would assume it's somewhat similar to drawing a giant gem. I would say look it up. I honestly, I couldn't really tell you because I'm just not sure. But it'd probably be doing a lot of highlighting and a lot of glazing. But that's my guess. I've never done just like a big old gem. Okay, so let me just touch up his pants right here. I touched with a little bit of the orange. Okay, yeah, Sinbad's pretty simple. He doesn't have too much stuff. That's true. That's true, Rosie. I shouldn't have. Alrighty. Well, I'm trying to think. I guess I'll do black next because I'm going to have his hair and his boots be black. Sorry. I'm going to switch out my palette. I hope so, Smashback. I'm trying very hard to not hit his pants. If you ever say, I can't mini paint because my hands shake. Well, you can see my hands shaking all over the place, so yes, you can. Said before, I'll say it again. Mini painting is the most accessible art form. I think in terms of all different like physical art forms, like painting, drawing, whatever, I think mini painting is the easiest one to do for a beginner. Sorry, I had to go off frame there. Had to make sure I was going to get it. All right. Black boots. Pigman. I keep looking at the minis from Mythic Battles Pantheon, and they're just begging to be painted, but I'm so new that I keep putting it off. Just do it. You just got to do it. Some of them are going to suck. You just got to do it. Just got to do it. Alrighty. So we're not quite done with all our base coating, but that's where we're getting right now. I think he looks pretty good. JG Mine! What's up, baby? Ah, touch his shoulder. Damn you and your dynamic position. But his pose is so dynamic. It is, but it's a pain in the ass to paint. And I keep hitting my camera. I'm sorry for all the earthquakes happening. Oh gosh, he's got like hair on his face. Is that what that is? Oh my lord. Wow. Thanks, JG. Alright, well, I'm going to do that later. Hey, stupid shoulder. I got a big black splotch on his shoulder. Alright. That's not too bad. Alright, Dearth. Have it going, bruh. TC, we were gone for that earthquake. I haven't felt one yet. Well, I felt one in my life, but... Make it a tattoo. That's not a bad idea. Said, what are you listening to? I am listening to an album called Soft Beats. It's on a royalty... Well, it's not a royalty-free website. It's a website that we pay for so we could use the music in our YouTube videos. But they have like full albums. They have a lot of just kind of like lo-fi hip-hop albums, and I really like that kind of stuff when I'm just working. So it's kind of like just like a lo-fi hip-hop type station. Oh, his beard is going to be such a nightmare to paint. Oh, why are you so detailed? I'm trying to think what color I want to make his bangles. You know what I should do? I should paint his, the hilt of his sword out here black. And Sinbad made me want to go to the gym. So no Slayer, not when I'm working, no. Although I do listen to really weird music when I'm working, but not Slayer. Slayer's too intense. You use a different route for the tree trunk? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for the tree trunk, to be completely honest. I don't entirely know. I know I'm going to put some green, a decent amount of green in the bark. To kind of make it mossy and stuff like that, but I really don't know what I'm gonna do with the tree trunk, because I'm not that worried that'll like blend in. Like, you'll be able to tell that there's a trunk and then there's a Bigfoot, but it's gonna be an interesting paint. Oh, I'm so pumped with how this Bigfoot's looking. I haven't thrown a wash on him yet. Oh, it's gonna be great. We don't acknowledge that the Yankees exist, JG. So, no, obviously not. Come on, what a silly question. I'm going to use a little Retributor armor for his bangles. They're probably not called bangles. So this is kind of like an old gold. It's It's a color I really like. Da Bears. It's the base coat for these Bing Bongs. These ones that I painted. So I always use this as kind of the old gold, which is the base coat for these guys. Ooh. I like how these turned out. So you ever do mini painting, you know the base coat takes forever and is the least fun part. Just get out of here with your Yankees. You got Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge. You can't win nothing. Psh. Just trying to buy a team. I can't really talk, though. The Giants have been trying to buy a team for like freaking 4 years now, and it has not been working. I say make the tree fuchsia. That's fair. That's fair. Say gray green on that tree trunk will look good, but getting a contrast will be tough. Yeah. I actually may do a bit of wet blending on the tree between gray green, but I may not have it where it's like here it's like, oh, the fur down here is dark, but then it fades into this. I may kind of just make it like all over the place and then blend it together. And then with a wash, it'll make all the bark stand out. And then I'd make the tree itself where there's no bark, like over here, I would make that like more like the brown. Judge is from the farm. That's true. You are right about that. You are right about that. But screw Aaron Judge. Always like 6'9". He should have played football. I don't know. What kind of necklace is he have on? Does it show? I don't know what kind of necklace he has on. Ah, screw it. We're going gold. I can't tell if it's like a rock or what. I don't know. We're going gold. Nah, fool. Yankees just fire fuel, man. Yankees are the worst, dude. Worst team in baseball. I said it. I don't care who knows it. Oh, I love talking crap about the Yankees. It's so fun. Where's my Morphang Brown? Where's my Morphang Brown at? Oh, right there. Okay, is this all the gold I do? Make it ruby. Make it a ruby. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. I may change it to that. We're cracking it with this blast. Get out of here with your Yankees, man. Yankees suck. All right, sorry, I'm going to go off screen here for a second. I need to try and get this. Oh. The cord on this necklace is so small. It looks like poo-poo. Oh, man. Well, it did look okay, and then I screwed the rest of it up. How are you gonna do? Tell me this, fam. Talking about D&D, talking about role-playing. Why is there not a big D&D type role-playing game for Pokemon? And if there is, link me to it. Oh, sorry. This camera is not the most convenient sometimes. Sorry. When I'm concentrating, I can't try and keep it on things. Nick, what brand brushes are you using? I got a new transition set, and I like Miniac. Uses Sable, which seems cool. These are... They're called... I don't even know if they're... Focus on my stupid hands. They're called My Artscape. They are mini painting brushes. I got them on Amazon. They got good reviews. I've had them for a while. I need to get a new set because I've had them for a few years and they're getting kind of ratty. You can get some Rosemary & Co. Rosemary & Co. makes good brushes. Winsor & Newton. Thing is, you don't really need like mini painting brushes. You can just get like you can just get brushes for, like, painting. You just need them to be very, very small. Oh, hi, Restoration. Look at you. How you doing, bruh? Let me show you what we've done so far. We did a new... It's called Pokemon Tabletop United. I'm playing it. I want to find it right now. So we've done a little Bigfoot. We tried some wet blending. So blending between dark fur and light fur. So, you know... Looks pretty good. I'm pretty pumped. This lighting is not great. I swear it looks better than real life. And then right now we're trying to get some base coating, getting all the base coating done on Sinbad. These minis, Justin, are so good. They're so detailed, it's annoying. Like, seriously annoying. Yeah, it's looking good. It's going okay. Okay, so now all I have to do is the swords. What to make the hilt? The hilt, I'm just going to do Rhinox hide. I'm just going to make a dark brown. Not quite black, but a dark brown. So, Nick, I've heard that there's a top painter that literally uses hobby store brushes. Yeah. Like, you can get mini painting brushes. No problem. But, like, you can get a pretty decently cheap set and it'll be fine. The main thing is you need to make sure you take care of your brushes. That's the main thing. If you take care of your brush will last you a long time. Mine have lasted like 4 or 5 years. The main thing, and honestly, I don't take care of them nearly as good as I should. The main thing you need is you need to get a set of this. Masters Brush Cleaner. This is what you need. This is essentially like conditioner for your hair. but for brushes. And you open it up and you rub your wet brush in here, and you can get all the paint out of it. It'll greatly increase the lifespan of your brushes. We got a banger on right now. Banger alert. Why is Sinbad a University of Florida fan? Because I was trying to follow the card art, but Oliver Barrett is so damn monochromatic with all his stuff that I didn't know what to go with. His pants are kind of blue, so I went with blue. And then his base color is orange, so I made his turban and his sash orange. And it's because you're from Florida. And despite the fact that I refuse to believe that your state exists, I'm doing this for you. Sorry, I'll look at the chat in a sec. I'm just trying to... This is a small enough area where I need to concentrate. All right, what's up? I just used 79-cent brushes, and they work great. Yeah. What's up, Rolf? How you doing, bro? So I love my brush that I got for $10. Yeah, this was like 15, maybe $20 on Amazon, and they gave us... It was like a 15 brush set. It's... Yeah, you do not need anything crazy. I'm a UM fan, though. I hate the Gators. Looks good on Sinbad, though. It's because... Whatever. UM? What, University of Maryland? Oh, I got some black on his hand. Damn it. I didn't see that. Oh. I'll touch it up in a second. Stop shaking hands. Thank you. All right, let me touch up his hand real quick. Okay, I gotta take all that video real quick. Um, we need to figure out someone to play Unmatched on Fireball Island. That would be pretty metal. I'm not going to lie. That would be pretty metal. By the way, if you're enjoying this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Thumbs up help us a ton. That would be Lervla. Okay, so last thing we're doing is we're going to do a little Lead Belcher, which is one of my favorite names. This is like a dark silver. I like using this over something like Runefang Steel, which is a very light silver. This is good for highlights, but this is better for the initial base coat of steel. Ooh, make a deck for Volcar? But he'd have to stay in one spot on the map. He'd have to pick a spot and stay there because he can't move. But maybe he's just like shooting stuff. That would be awesome. Jay Schaefer said, will you be basing the minis too? I do. I'll probably be doing something on their bases. I don't think I'm going to fully base them because I want them to be able to fit in the box still. I'll probably be putting some kind of like sand or something. Definitely the Bigfoot because he lives in the nature land. So I can put like some, you know, some of these like tufts of grass, like stuff like that, on there. Maybe some, you know, bits of cork or whatever. But I don't think I'm gonna be like really basing them. Mostly 100% is because I want to be able to fit them back in the box. If eventually we get to the point where we just like get rid of the boxes because we where's that one? Sorry, I'm trying to look for a specific. Oh, it's over here. Isn't it? Yeah, sorry, I keep getting distracted. I want to be able to fit them back in the box. That's why. But I'll be doing something to the bases. I'm trying to think. I might want to do like a pattern. Some kind of color palette pattern. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. But I won't be doing that today. I'm basically going to try to get the base coat done and maybe a wash on each of them. And then we're probably going to call it for today. Fine, we'll do this. I can't find the one this album that I used to really like. What's up, Michael C? Oh, and Justin, Mr. Matthew Cornelius Jude, if possible, is dying to review this. So, if we can hooks it up, that'd be dope. Da-na, da-na, na, na, na. So I said I'm thoroughly overexcited for Unmatched. I'm honestly going crazy waiting to be able to play. Yeah, it's pretty darn great. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty darn great. That's how you fix Bigfoot Street, make it silver. That'd be metal. It's like Steelheart, change it. Nick, did you say why you picked these two to paint? I picked them both to paint because, I don't know. At first I was like, oh, because like, they have similar tones for their skin, like because Sinbad's very tan, and then Bigfoot's very brown. But then I realized, I'm like, well, there's only so much skin on Sinbad. That was the reason. I was like, oh, I'm picking somewhat similar color palettes, and then I realized that I'm actually not. I'm actually not at all. I'm not entirely sure why I picked these two. I thought I had a reason, then I realized my reason actually didn't make much sense. But also, these may be my two favorite characters. That may have had something to do with it, now that I think about it. The one I'm most nervous to paint is Medusa. The one I'm most excited to paint is Alice. So I will probably be doing extra streams because I'm going to try to get these all done by Gen Con. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I will probably be doing extra streams. So keep an eye on Twitter, Discord, and the likes, and keep an eye out for when I'm going to stream, because it's not always going to be on our normal stream days. Because I'm here at home, I can stream kind of whenever. Matthew's going to Gen Con, right? Easy peasy. He is indeed going to Gen Con. He's working the restoration booth, the Dice Tower booth. Easy peasy. Thank you, my man. I know he's very, very excited too. We played it a number of times when he was in LA, and he really, really loves it. So my friend still has Star Wars Duel and is still good. The new one will be a win. Yeah, the new one's just. I was pumped to see Mr. Thomas, Caitlin Vassell, gave it a really glowing review, and I was pumped. I figured he'd like it, but I was very excited to see. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's paint all over my hand. Damn it! I put my hand on my palette and it flew all over my hand. It said, Nick, you can make the tree more like a redwood, which may give you more contrast. That's a very good point. Ooh, I may do that. That's kind of a really good point. I even have this red right here. It's technically a brown, I suppose. What's called Doom Bowl Brown. Right here. And this is a kind of really rusty browny red. I could probably do that with some brown. I might do that. That's a good idea. Thank you, Tim. That's a great idea. Ben said, you guys deserve more subs. Well, thank you. I think so, too. if I can be completely honest. I think we deserve a lot more subs. We're growing. We're growing slowly, slowly but surely. A little slower than we'd like, to be completely honest. But, it's what it is. It's hard to get noticed. You kind of just got to keep doing good work. And that's what we try to do. Oh, Justin, remind us. We got an Unmatched video that we want to pitch to you that we think will be really funny. You know what? I don't think that he has a... You know what? He doesn't have a damn scabbard out. That's just part of his pants. Oops. Whoops. Oh, well, poop on a stick. I just realized, I'm like, actually, you know what? I don't think that is that. I think it's just a raised up part of his pants. It is. Oh, lordy, Nick. That's actually okay. That's okay. Boom. Okay, so Sinbad is actually completely done in terms of his base coat. So we got his scimitars, we got his skin tone, we got... Oh, I need to touch up his turban a teeny bit. But that is Mr. Sinbad. So yes, do it, whatever it is, do it. We'll still hit you up and let you know what it's gonna be, but we're gonna try and get it out before Gen Con. So this is Sinbad. I think he turned out pretty good, his base coat. Okay, let me see. Can I salvage any more of that orange right there? His beard, I'm gonna do his beard afterwards. Because his beard's gonna be black, so it doesn't need to be... Can you not shake like crazy? It doesn't need to be washed. It doesn't need to have a wash on it. So I'm gonna do it afterwards, because it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. Because Mr. Justin Jacobson from Restoration Games just have to have incredibly detailed minis. Ugh, overachiever alert over here. Gosh. Need to have beautiful, detailed minis. All right, cool. Now Sinbad's done. That's one thing about mini painting is you are always forgetting something. You are always forgetting one little bit. You're always forgetting one little touch up. You always accidentally touched another part of the mini with a different color and you didn't realize it. It's just a never-ending story. But that is Sinbad before his wash. We'll give him a wash before he's before we leave, and you'll get to see more or less what he's going to look like with a wash. But I think he turned out really good. He was pretty easy to base coat. Now we're going to work on Mr. Bigfoot. Mr. Foot? Hello, Mr. Foot. Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, sir. You can ask me.
This is how he sounds.
Yes, sir. Well, yes. What would you like to do? Yes. Yes. Quite.
Oh, I'm so obsessed with how this wet blending came out. Oh, I want to wet blend everything. So cool. Okay, I'm done. I'm done gloating. I'm done talking about how good of a job I did, because now I sound like a D-bag. Ugh, D-bag supreme over here. What's going on? Hope you do Bruce Lee when he comes out. Maybe Chuck Norris in the future. We don't have Bruce Lee, but once we get him, I will do him. But I don't think we're going to get him before Gen Con. So, look, I have God rays coming down because of my light. Once we get him, I'll do it. For sure. We need Keanu at Unmatched. We should have John Wick. Get that John Wick IP. John Wick, unbeatable. John Wick versus Bruce Lee. Who would even win? Wow, he has a lovely voice. He does. It's very confusing, his voice.
Yes, sir. Hello. My name is Mr. Foot or Sir Foot, Earl of Wellingshire. You know. Hello. Yes. Yes, quite.
Mike does that character incredibly well. That's a character I've continually stole from Mike for years. Okay, so I need to do his face, his hands, and his big old feet a color. And I don't want them to be the same color as the rest of him. I want them to be not skin-toned, but you know what? I may do it the color of Sinbad's skin. How will that look? This is a little overexposed, so... Do Bill and Ted? Oh, they can bring in Socrates, and they have a billion different sidekicks, and they can choose from a bunch of them. How metal would that be? Yeah, let's go ahead and put Sinbad's skin tone on him. I think that might work. If not, I'll paint over it. That's too heavy. That's too heavy-handed, Nick. And I am also hyped for Goblin Fog. I think it's going to be, Princess Bride. Everyone throw in your what character pack you want. Princess Bride is a great one.
Inconceivable.
You have Prince Humperdinck. He's got the six-fingered man as his sidekick. And his sidekick's way stronger than he is. Okay, I think this skin tone's working out. Mr. Foot, your feet are very large.
Thank you, sir. Hence, well, my mother named me Bigfoot. She was going to name me Jonathan, but she saw the size of my feet and she said, he shall be Bigfoot. And everyone shall fear him. And his enormous feet.
Sorry, my hand is directly in the way of that. My apologies. And again, I will. Mostly dead after combat. If you be defeated, say out the one is dead. Oh, that is so metal. That's such a good one. That's such a good idea. He's only mostly dead. Dude, if you can get that IP, oh. Talk to Mondo. The killer clouds from out of his face. That's so weird. What a weird choice, but that would be awesome. I'd play it. Why not? Just super low budge art. From what I can see, Jesse, you need to obtain every IP ever. I agree. That's why they brought in Mondo. Okay. Okay, so this is what we got for Bigfoot himself. I think that skin tone works. It's different enough where it stands out, and once I highlight it, it'll stand out a decent amount more. Alien and Predator. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, that'll work. I think that'll work. For real, though, we're looking for a modern myth, public domain for an upcoming pack. Something like Slender Man. If you have any ideas for something like that, throw them out. That's interesting. That is very interesting, yo. Listen to Death by Monsters by Inspiration. Shouts out to Death by Monsters. Do me a favor, if you're enjoying watching this, give this video a thumbs up. Boom. Okay, so now we're going to do the tree itself. Once we're done with the tree, that'll be basically it for the base coat. I may paint the rock. Should I paint the rock now or later? I'll probably do the rock later. You should make his chest first say ass. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, King Fat. Terminators would be cool. You're not wrong. That would be very cool. Okay. Okay. So for the, I think I'm going to do like a, I think I'm going to do a greenish bark for the, for the wood. I think I'm going to do like a greenish bark. I'm going to do probably a big mix of these three. Lauren, Forest. Sorry, I'm not on camera at all. Lauren Forest, Death World Forest, and Storm Vermin Fur. I think I'm going to do a kind of one big wet blend of this. Hi, Paula. I think I'm going to do one big wet blend of this. We're just going to try it. We're going to see if it works. It probably won't. Paula, we're painting with Paula. Painting with Paula. That should be your new channel. Paint it. Look, we're doing Bigfoot for Death by Monsters. I mean, it's not for Death by Monsters, but you know, it could be. Why not? I can say whatever the hell I want. Boom. Bigfoot. Ow.
We've decided that Bigfoot sounds like this. He has this kind of accent. His original name was going to be Jonathan or something like that.
All right, you butts. Let's do this. Let's try it. Let's see if it works. Probably won't. Hashtag nailing it. I should probably throw some brown in here too, shouldn't I? I'm going to throw a teeny bit of brown. Ooh, popping in for the monster suggestion. Good call. Chupacabra. I really want to do a Chupacabra episode. I'm bugging Matthew about it. So we should stream sometime where you paint and I learn. I'm starting to get better at it. That's a great idea. We should. We did that with Mikey, where I kind of was teaching him how to stream. I don't have many of my other minis here. I have like this guy. This guy's probably my favorite. I like him mostly because I really like his bass. This guy was fun. Oh, basing is so fun. Oh, we should. What games do you want to paint? We'll do it. Sounds great. We'll bring Mike. We'll have a big learning section. Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster would be friggin' awesome. Let's have a Cookie Monster deck. All Sesame Street. Oh. Oscar the Grouch, when he's inside his trash can, you can't hit him. You still suck. You don't suck that. You did good on your first one, Mikey. Ooh, Headless Horseman would be great. He can move super fast because he has a horse. Oh, that'd be interesting. But maybe he doesn't aim very well. Because he has no head. Oh, I'm full of good ideas. Ugh. Oh no, I need this one the most. I guess I haven't used this one in a while. It is very dry. Like, may not be able to use it kind of dry. Nah, we can make it twerk. Come on. I'll make that work. That's the problem is some of the paints I don't use very often just end up drying out on me. Hellraiser themed board game would be interesting. My connection get all weird? My connection get weird? Could be an ass. You could do a horror set pretty easily. Alright, we're going to go for this. We're going to see how it goes. I have not much confidence it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We're just going to try and wet blend this whole bing bong right here. Wet blend the bing bong. Whoa. Wet blend the bing bong. Don't hit Bigfoot, Nick. He is so pretty. I do not think this is going to work. We're going for it. I learned that in my art. Just go for stuff. Doesn't work. Whatever. It's gotta happen. Sorry about my hand. Just trying to do this quick before this all dries. I need to blend it all together. Oh, let's try and whip on this. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. So I know my hand is right just in the way the whole time. I'm just trying to do this quickly. So now I'm just trying to blend kind of everything, not into like one monochromatic tone, but just kind of blend everything out so it is mostly kind of brown green. All right, I'll take that. That works. I just realized there's bark on this side. So I know my hand's in the way. Sorry. We'll have a better setup soon. Thank you all for sticking with me in these unideal situations. All right. Ooh, Cheryl dropped the truth. Don't forget to subscribe and hit them bells for the notifications. Indeed, and give this video a thumbs up if you don't mind. Oh, my dollar back. Yeah, that checks out, Diz. All right. So again, it's hard to see. This light is not really ideal, but it is. God, I wish you could see it in my light, with my eyes, because it looks way better. But that actually looks pretty good. I'll take that. It's definitely got enough green in it where it stands out. And for the wood itself, I'm trying to think of what I want to use. Should I just use like straight XV88? I'm going to use XV88 and Xandri dust together. And then once I'm done with this, we'll be ready for some washes. Put a little bit of this Doombo brown in this, redden it out a little bit. You couldn't understand it. I was saying, don't worry, that's fine. What I said is I'm putting a little Doombo brown into this, reddening it up a little bit. Ooh, I think I just reddened it up too much. You know what? We'll go with it. That's fine. Thanks, Steve. And my question is, yeah, that's going to be too damn similar. Oops. Well, that's not going to work. That is too similar, way, way too similar to the skin tone. That is not going to be able to be seen at all. I can't get this right. Sorry. Just can't go wrong with too much. Just say it's blood. Yeah, you ain't wrong. He's Bigfoot. He's definitely killed a couple people. Come on. It's Bigfoot. He'd never hurt a fly. You're not wrong. He would definitely murder humans, but he wouldn't hurt a fly. Flies are his friends. So I was trying to get all the little nubs that are sticking up from branches that have broken off. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a wash, Rosie. And I may add some gray and stuff when I do like the highlights and stuff. I'll probably mess around with the color of most things around that time. And it looks pretty good though. I think it's a different enough color that it stands out. And you can still see all the detail. And I think once I put a wash on it, I think it'll look pretty darn good. Don't make it too good, you won't want to play with it. Oh, I never worry about that. That is never going to be an issue. I got to touch up his finger over here that I hit with the log color. Always gotta touch stuff up. It's a pain in the ass. It's like, cool, I just painted this. Oh, gotta go touch some stuff up. Ooh, cool, I painted this. Oh, gotta go touch some stuff up. Every single time. Okay, so that is the... Thanks, Sean Bean. Thanks, Barzalian. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Alrighty, so this is the so we're gonna throw on a wash on a Sinbad here. So we have Sinbad. Will be good. The musculature in his back is great. And then we'll throw a wash onto Mr. Senor Foot, which I think turned out pretty darn good. I'll post a picture of these in the Discord, so people can see a better because the oops, oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. That was unfortunate. Let me post a link to the Discord right now, actually, just to let you know, we do have a Discord where we have Bing Bongitude happening 24/7, people chatting from all over the world. It's great. But I'll throw a link in here. Please join our Discord. It's fun. We just talk about games, talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. And if you're enjoying this, please give us a thumbs up on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Hurry up, Discord. Freaking ass. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how both these have come out so far. Why can I not? There we go. Alrighty, here is a link to our Discord. Click on that link if you want to join our Discord. It's just a grand old time. Alrighty, let me change up my music and then we're going to go ahead. Folk pop. I don't know what that is, but we're going to click on it. It's probably going to be terrible. The Discord is lit. Alrighty. More like Sinbad ass. Yeah. Okay. So, for Sinbad, for his skin, we're going to do a mix of Agrax Earthshade and Reikland Fleshshade. So, Reikland Fleshshade is needs to be shaded. It's kind of a reddish, brownish glaze. So, you can kind of see right there. And then this is just a straight brown. The Reikland Fleshshade on its own probably would not add much shadow to him. I want to make sure I have a decent amount. And then I will do his sash in just straight Reikland Fleshshade. And then I'm going to do his pants in a mix, a 50-50 mix of Drakenhof Nightshade, which is a very bright blue, and Nuln Oil, which is just black. So let's go. And then after I do the shading, I'm probably gonna hit out. I mean, it won't be probably for another 20 minutes or so, but thank you people for being here with me. This has been incredibly fun. I have enjoyed this immensely. All right, so a wash, we're just washing. So we're just throwing it on here. And what this will do is this will pool in all of the recesses. Now I'm just going to hit the bangles with this too. Let's go ahead and do all of it. And it's going to push those shadows. And then we'll come back at a later time. I'll probably do it on my own. And we will hit some highlights on it. Look at the muscularity. It's always funny. So one thing about washes is you don't want it to pool too much. Like you see in his face and stuff like that, and underneath his arm, it's like it really pools there. You want to make sure you're dabbing some of that up because you don't want it to be like this big, like, black blob. You want it to just be subtle enough to push those. Yeah, you see how it's pooling down here at right where his sash is? You want to make sure that is gone. So that's going to be a skin. So it's not a huge thing, but it will be noticeable. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the sash and his turban as well. I was going to just do straight Reichland flesh shade, but I realized that that's unnecessary. Especially on something like the sash here that has folds in it, it makes a pretty big difference. All right, JG, we'll see you later, bruh. All right. Well, that's Mr. Sinbad's scan. I'm going to do a little bit of Nuln Oil that I'm going to do the blades with, and then I'll mix in the blue to do the pants. So now blades like this really don't... Let's not have that open next to me because I will knock it over and spill everything. I have done that before. Blades honestly don't need much shading. Most of this is going to be taken off due to highlights. But I do want to do some. If you do none at all, it'll look odd. Alrighty, that's it for that one. And then my... Oops, sorry, Sinbad. I'm going to do a little... So I'm just checking to see if I need to change anything. I don't. I'm going to do a little... Add a little blue to it. We'll do his pantalones. His pantalones. Pantalones. I love your pantalones. Pantalones. You got fancy pants. And that darkened a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. Alrighty, well that is Mr. Sinbad washed. That is okay. So now we're going to do... Is there a reason you're using the Citadel holder gripper for these? I've only seen you stick them to paint tops so far. Yes, the reason is because I have 2 of these, and I'm doing 2 minis, and these are honestly way easier than sticking them to paint pots, but I don't like having like 1 or 2 minis on these and then the rest on paint pots, so that's why. It's just because I have 2, and I have 2 minis that I'm painting right now. So that's the only reason. So Mr. Bigfoot here, I'm going to do... all in Agrax Earthshade. Just all brown, everything. So I just want to take a picture. I like to take pictures of them before they're shaded. And I forgot to do it with Sinbad. Okay, cool. All right, so this one's going to be straight up Agrax Earthshade, just all brown, because it's brown. Now, the good thing about animals, of which I will loop Bigfoot into right now, is that the wash really makes their fur stand out. So I'm really just slathering this on. I will come back and take off the excess. But right now I just need to make sure that every last inch of oh boy is covered. Nick about to throw shade at Bigfoot. Dang. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. There's Bigfoot, and let's go ahead and do this tree. Um, Alrighty. Alright, so now I'm going to go through and start cleaning her up. It's not even 9. Why am I so tired? Why am I so old? I hear you, Rosie. I'm tired too. Okay, I think that's about good. Although I'm going to throw a little... I want his face to be real craggy. Alright, so now it's going to be really shiny because it's still wet, but you can see how much it makes that fur pop out. And it actually makes the wet blending a little more subtle, which I don't mind. Because you want it to make it look like it's natural, not like, oh, Nick did some cool wet blending there. But you can still definitely tell. And again, this lighting is not ideal. Oops. Sorry, Sinbad. I keep knocking you over. Can I get it like this? Is that better? A little bit. Not much, but... When it dries, I'll put it in the Discord. Alrighty, people. Well, that is going to be it for today. Painted for about 3 hours. Sinbad, we can kind of see he's all pretty much dry now. And again, his stuff was pretty subtle, so it wasn't a huge difference. But you can see his musculature is definitely more defined. Especially in his back, you can really see it there. And you can see, like, in his turban, you can really see, like, the swirl of the turban, the fabric of the sash is much, much more pronounced. And it'll only be more so once the highlights are put on. But that is it, fam. That is going to be... You haven't hit us with one of those question trolls in a while, Mr. David Phillips. Thank you for that. Oh, you just finished anything in the top 10? Ooh, look at you. I forgot to mention, but I sent you the bottom thirds. I am assuming you got them. Alrighty, people. I'll post pictures of these in the Discord so we can show what we did. They'll be under the mini painting thing. Go ahead and join our Discord if you haven't already. Please, if you can, give us this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really, really does help us out quite a bit. And I love you all. Yes. So this good. So we have new cameras coming. So hopefully my setup will be a little bit better. From now on forward, having this right here was useful, but is kind of in the way. Although we made it work. We made it to work. So I'm just so happy with how this Bigfoot came out. I was very, very nervous about Mr. Foot. Oh, so awesome. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Mike will be streaming something solo on Thursday because I will be out of town for work. I'm not sure what Mikey is streaming, but let him know what you want him to stream because Mikey's the best. You know how it goes. But I love you all so, so much. Have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Bye.